When you come in and you make a large land play, proximity to successful major ventures is point number one.
If you look at Nevada, the reason we have these mountains and valleys over and over again is because everything's being torn apart through time. It's literally being pulled apart like an accordion. Like South America and Africa, just like the continents have pulled themselves apart, you can get that kind of effect in a local scale where you're actually pulling these mineral districts apart and separating one from another, but in all actuality, if you push them back together, they were part of the same system. If you find an ore body on one side of the valley, you want to look south 45 degrees east or north 45 degrees west to find the broken half of it.
Tectonically, this was a unique part of the world. You play proximity number one, and secondly, it's got to be big. Iron Point stood out as a beacon in northern Nevada.
The Cortez Battle Mountain Trend goes off to the southeast. We're talking about 150 million ounces plus of gold on that trend at this point. And then you have the Getchell Trend, which kind of goes north-northeast from here. It's about 50 or 60 million ounces at this point. Boy, when you bring those two trends together, guess what's there? You got Iron Point. This is it.
You've got some of the strongest tracer minerals anywhere in the Battle Mountain Trend sitting right there at Iron Point, a huge signature.
You can practically pick up any rock on this property and you will get extreme numbers of arsenic, antimony, mercury, which are the pathfinder elements that are associated with Carlin-type gold deposits.
And then on top of that, you've had for 50 years, $30 or $40 million of drilling done, which would beg the question, well, if they haven't found it yet, then where is it? Well, nobody looked in the right spot.
They were all drilling shallow holes in very low mineralized upper plate rock. It's over a large area, this mineralization is, so there's a tremendous amount of smoke out there.
What's the source that's feeding these anomalous geochem numbers? The upper plate's not really receptive rock unless it's been fractured. There's something big underneath the system that's boiling off fluids coming up structure. And that's the concept for Iron Point.
It's quite evident that you're dealing with a district scale hydrothermal system that could be potentially capable of generating a very large gold deposit. Because remember, you're really right in the middle of gold country.
For the first time ever, Silver Standard is actually drilling a few deeper holes below their deposit, Marigold, which has been mined for over 30 years now. It's a very low-grade deposit in the upper plate. What they're finding is that's just the anomaly over something bigger. They're starting to hit very high-grade gold mineralization, Carlin style, in the lower plate immediately below some of their deposits. What does it mean here? Take the geology from there, take the geology from there. What do we have here? It's the same setting. You've got upper plate with lower plate.
There's one hole right out here that was approximately 40 meters of a little over 0.4 grams. And it looks just like what you'd see at Lone Tree or at Marigold type mineralization. At the very bottom of the hole, we were starting to come into grade.
Just look around in the Getchell Trend and the Battle Mountain Trend, you've got deposits running anywhere from 3 million up to 10 million ounces in that kind of a setting.
The major deposits on either side of us are hosted by lower plate rocks. Has a lower plate been tested here at all? There's maybe 2 or 3 holes that actually are verifiably into the lower plate in this whole property. It's wide open. It's absolutely wide open.
Quinton says we've got to drill this thing.
That intersection hypothesis with the geochem around this area tells you there's something big going on.
We've got lower plate gold hits in the Roberts Mountain Formation. Anytime you can do that, you got a shot at an elephant deposit.